Can you say, do you have a native name?
Yes, I go by Guaribo, Naboria. Um, Guaribo means warrior in our Taino language. Naboria means just a common person or common man. Those names were given to me, and I follow those names with respect as a warrior. I did serve my country, so when you serve your country, you fight for your country. You are considered a warrior amongst your people, amongst your tribe. So Naboria means just a common person. I'm not bigger than nobody. I'm just a normal person. That's what Naboria would mean for me. I felt that somebody from Boriken, which is the island, where I'm from, said Guaribo, and several people said Guaribo means warrior. And I think that was the perfect name for me, since I did fight for my country. I was in Persian Gulf. And I loved that name, and I hung with that name, and I respectfully honored my name as a warrior.
So you feel that that name applies to you because you serve your country as a soldier in the Persian Gulf, and also as a Native American as well, like that you're fighting for your people?
Yes. When you have somebody that belongs to a tribe or a nation, we have more than 500 nations, and that person is fighting, defending his land or his rights, that person is considered a warrior. We have, like we said, we have different nations, northern nations, but our pueblo, we call them yucayeques, our villages. And a man that fights for his yucayeque or his village is considered a warrior. Today we might not fight with spears and the way they fought 500 years ago, but we could fight with our words, stand strong with our words, and teach others that we have rights, that we have been hurt for many, many years. We suffered many ways of the European coming and conquering our lands. So we just stand against that still today.
How did you find out, or did you know that you were Native American?
Well, I was 14 years old. I was in Boriken, my island, living with my father. At this age, my father was just a jibaro, just a man that lived in the mountains, cutting sugar cane, picking coffee. He would always tell me the story over and over again that he had a great grandmother who was always called salvajes. They called her a savage. And he also went on to tell me that she was chased by dogs by some Spaniards because they wanted to capture her. And the reason they call her salvaje was because they couldn't capture her. She would climb on trees or go to the mountains and hide. And till this day, nobody knows what was the ending, or they did capture her, or they killed her, or what happened to her. My family can't tell me that story. They just tell me that yes, she was chased by dogs. But at 14 years old, I didn't pay much attention to it. I was just a child thinking my father went nuts. He's crazy. And when I say he's a jibaro, it's a man of the mountain, a man that works the mountain, the man that works the land, Mother Earth. A jibaro is a Taino word. We use the word jibaro every day, those who live in the Caribbean, but jibaro means el hombre del monte, el indio del monte, the man from the forest. That's what jibaro means. It's a Taino word. There's many Taino words that we use in our vocabulary today, even when we go out and buy groceries, and these are words from our ancestors, Taino language.
Okay.
I think the only challenge that I face today is that people will stare at me, whether I'm in the train, in the subway in New York. People will stare at me and they will ask me, are you Native American? I say yes. Or people won't ask me, they just stare at me and walk backwards a little bit, take a step backwards. I don't know if it's because my face frightens them, or I've also seen people that will come up to me, speaking of the white people, and say, I'm sorry for what we did to your kind. And I said, thank you for sharing that, thought with me. But I haven't faced no challenge. I think that being Native American, it's an honor, and many people should not be embarrassed of who they are, because this was what my ancestors were, my grandparents were, exactly this, a Native American. Taino, there shouldn't be no embarrassment. Just people will stare at you and look at you different because maybe your hair or thinking that we killed you guys, we killed the savages, but we're human just like anybody else.
Do you feel that their reaction is because of the stereotypes that society has built to the Native Americans here in the United States?
Oh, absolutely. I think that because of there's been so much pain, so much hurt to all Native Americans that they think that they had to kill them because they were savages. They think that we just were crazy people, that we're not human. We're human just like they are. I think that stereotype that they taught them in the school systems of how they had to eliminate many Native Americans for any reason, whatever reason, because we were savages. I think that stereotype sticks in many people's mind today. Many kids go to school thinking and believing what the teachers are teaching them. They weren't teaching them correctly. The history books should be changed about what Christopher Columbus did to our people. It was just so much pain in our people of what Christopher Columbus did, and we celebrate his day as he discovered America. I think he discovered how to be a criminal, and he discovered how to get away with it.
Will you pass down any traditions to your future children?
Yes, currently we have a group called Yukayeke Dara Taina, which is a group that means my Taino people. And in this group I have 6 kids right now, 5 boys and my wife and myself. These are boys from 4 to 13 years old, and we teach them drumming, Taino drumming with the Mayawakang. We teach them how to blow the guamo. We teach them how to blow the yagrumo. We teach them the dance. We're teaching them how to do the war dances. The regalia, how we wear our regalia, face painting. We're teaching them all of these things because we want them to be able to teach their kids one day. We want them to keep the tradition that we are who we are, and nobody's going to stop us from being who we are.
Do you understand the language of the Arawaks or Tainos?
There are some words that I could understand, but to speak it fluently, no, I cannot. I could speak phrases and words and share some words, and as I go on my daily journey, I learn more and more. But the language is still there, still alive. There are many people that still use the language.
What do you feel that the government is helping Native Americans in general, or do you feel that every year they're trying to take everything away from the natives?
The government never helped our people. The government never wants to help our people. The government, if the government could destroy our people, he will. Not only in the United States of America, but I'm talking also in the islands, in Boriken. I'm also speaking in the Amazon. I'm also speaking in Canada. Our people have suffered for their land, and our land is still being taken away. Our land is still being destroyed. Our mother are still being destroyed by in Boriken. They want to put gasoducto. They want to put gas in the earth. And the same thing is happening in Canada. Fracking. They want to go into the reservations and use their land, take their land for fracking. Same thing is happening in the Amazon. They want to go in there and make holes and make wells and produce gasoline and take the native people out of there. It's happened since 1492. It's been happening, and it still is happening today.
So it's been happening since Cristobal Colon discovered the New World.
Yeah. If somebody knocks on your door with a religious way of speaking and tells you, I want to give you a tract, a Bible tract, or I want to share a verse with you, would you open the door to that person and let him say what he has to say to you?
I would respectfully let them say what they have to say.
Okay. Now, we have it today happening. Many religious people come knocking our door. Let's not mention no religion. Different people, very respectful people, knocking our doors and will give us a Bible tract or will share something from their religion to us. But what if this happens? If they knock at your door and tell you, I am a religious person, and you believe them, and then they come in your house, they take over your house, take over your mother and your sisters, and then you start saying, what is going on here? They're raping my mother and my sister and taking over my house. You know why I asked you that? Because that is exactly what Christopher Columbus did to our people.